They were the favourites, the reigning champions, the most talked about duo in darts. But in one of the biggest shocks the sport has ever seen, Luke Littler and Luke Humphries were completely exposed, crashing out of the World Cup before most fans had even settled in. And what happened inside that arena in Germany? Was it nerves? Was it ego? Or was it simply the curse of being on top? Smash that like button if you were stunned by this upset, and drop a comment. Did England underestimate their opponents? Luke Humphries and Luke Littler didn't just walk into the 2025 World Cup of Darts, they stormed in. Humphries was riding high, fresh off a Premier League win and still holding the world champion crown. Littler, already an icon at just 18, a global sensation, an MBE honoree, a marketing dream. Together, they were England's ultimate pairing. Talent, swagger, and momentum. The bookies made them favourites. The crowd divided. Their rivals intimidated. But the one thing nobody expected waiting was a complete collapse. This wasn't just any match, it was knockout time in Frankfurt's Eissporthalle, a high-stakes battlefield where reputations are made and destroyed. England had breezed through the group stage, confident, composed, cruising. The partnership of Humphries and Littler was supposed to dominate. Instead, well, it unravelled faster than anyone could believe. As the English pair walked out to the anthemic chant of Vindaloo, you could feel the tension in the air. But this wasn't home turf, and it wasn't friendly. The German crowd let them have it. Boos, jeers, pressure from the first step onto the oche. The psychological warfare had begun before a dart was thrown. Still, it was England, the world #1 and the most exciting young talent the game has ever seen. Surely this would be a formality, right? The opening legs were tight, England edged ahead, but then came the moment that changed everything. With the score at 3-2, England had 5 darts to go 4-2 up. 5 chances, all missed. And Germany, they responded like assassins. 286 in 6 darts. Boom, level. Boom, ahead. Boom, England shaken. It was like watching a glitch in the Matrix. Littler and Humphries, normally ice cold under pressure, looked rattled, out of sync, out of rhythm. Suddenly, it was 5 straight legs to Germany. 5 in a row. The crowd was electric. Every double Germany hit felt like a knockout punch. From 3-2 up to 7-2 down. England had no fight left. Littler's swagger was gone. Humphries looked stunned. They managed to claw 2 legs back to make it 7-4, but it was too little, too late. The final score, 8-40 to Germany. And just like that, England were out. Social media exploded. Not just darts fans, but casuals, football fans, everyone. Memes poured in comparing Humphries and Littler to Gerrard and Lampard, 2 stars who just couldn't gel on the big stage. This is Gerrard and Lampard all over again. 2 legends, but 0 chemistry. Arrogance gets punished. Germany outclassed them. And perhaps the most brutal take of all. They thought it would be a victory parade. Instead, it was a funeral. England's exit was massive, but it wasn't the only shock. Belgium were out, Scotland got whitewashed. The supposed top nations were falling like dominoes. And suddenly, the path opened wide for hungry teams like the Netherlands, Germany and Australia to make their move. The World Cup wasn't going to plan. It was pure chaos, and darts fans were loving every second of it. So, how does a dream team crash and burn in front of the world? Was it the pressure? Littler's rise has been meteoric, but the spotlight has never dimmed. From TV interviews to brand deals to being called the future of darts, he's been everywhere. Was this just a rare off night? Or a sign that burnout is setting in? And Humphries, the man who's been dubbed unbeatable over the last year. Maybe the world title and Premier League crown came with an invisible weight, the weight of expectation. Put 2 superstars together and sure, they might shine. But if they're not aligned, they crash. For England, this is their earliest World Cup exit since Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis lost to Spain in 2010. And that match was treated like a national disaster. But for Littler and Humphries, it might be even more painful because of who they are, because of what they're supposed to represent. This wasn't supposed to happen, not to them. And yet, here we are. This tournament might just change everything. Will Littler and Humphries stick together as England's World Cup duo, Or will the PDC decide it's time for a shake-up? Will fans forgive them or label them chokers? These are the questions that will follow them into the rest of the season. And as for the rest of the darts world, one thing's for sure. The kings have fallen, and now the throne is up for grabs. So what do you think? Was this just a bad day, or are we seeing cracks in the empire of the Lukes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading everything. And if you want every twist, every upset, and every shocking moment from the world of darts before it goes viral, hit that subscribe button now, because this World Cup, it's just getting started.